based on the hype of the anti-Esau white doctrine that has been born under the Israelite movement. And I'm here to say today that all of that was sinful and wrong. All of it. And I assaulted a man on a New York City subway based on the hype of the anti-Esau white doctrine that has been born under the Israelite movement. And I'm here to say today that all of that was sinful and wrong. All of it. If you're telling black people today, who are the ancestors of the cotton pickers in America, that God didn't go out of his way to punish the people that did it and talk about what happened to them in his book, then what would be the attraction of this book to those same people?
Oh, because this book is true.
Excuse me. But what I'm saying is, if you've got an example of God rescuing a nation of slaves in one part of his book and ignoring your slavery, then how is that an attraction to a group of people that went through and suffered what they suffered? Meaning God doesn't change. So if he doesn't change, why wouldn't he give the same attention to the American slavery and give that same attention to the Exodus slavery?
Well, the Israelites, if you read the beginning of Genesis, of course, I know you know this, they felt like God was also ignoring their cries, for a long time in the Exodus. But of course,
that's not what I'm asking you.
No, but what I'm saying is that that's the way you can feel when you're oppressed, and that's why.
That's not what I'm asking you.
I know. I think what you're trying to say is because they are the people, and God would.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're telling me today, and again, we haven't gone through that part of it, and we probably.
Yeah, they cried out, and they're crying for help because of their slavery.
I know the whole
God.
book.
God heard their. Well, I'm just reading the Bible.
But I already know this. It's my topic. So, I brought up Exodus.
Okay.
My question is, if you're selling this religion, for lack of a better word, and this gospel to the children of slaves, but yet you're telling them that God is not taking the same action on your slavery as he did on the slaves in Exodus, then that's partial. That's biased.
Yes, we don't like bias. That's why I don't like One West, brother.
Well, but wait a minute. The first bias that happened before One West was the slavery of black people in America. So let's handle that first.
But this bias.
What?
Well, that's not the first bias. There's bias all the way back.
Meaning you say that's why you don't like One West. Well, that's why we don't like American Christianity. Well, because you're biased.
Just like Frederick Douglass, the cradle robbing, slave whipping, wife stealing. I don't like that Christianity either.
Okay, but that's the roots. That's the roots that people from other countries are dying in rivers and walls to get to. Meaning, how is America so unhealthy for one group of people, but yet viewed as a big tit of milk for other people?
Simple. It's better than most other countries. America's got plenty of problems, but people die to get here because it's better than the rest of this crappy situation. I'm not saying it's perfect. I think you know that, though.
So it's went out of its way to have a nurturing image for some people and an oppressive spirit and behavior on another group of people.
Yeah, I mean, anyone.
So hold on. So does that mean that it's personal?
Is it personal?
Yes. Meaning was this meeting hold on. Let me reboot. America just needed laborers, correct? Hold on. Meaning the motive of American slavery was just labor, right?
Well, I mean,
was it just labor?
That's a big part of it, but then
wait.
The idea is to justify the wicked action by saying, well, these people aren't really people and all that kind of stuff.
No, I'm saying
you have that justification.
Meaning the choice of where to go get these laborers by Europe and America, meaning these people were on the other side of the world.
Well, right? The Arabs did the same thing, of course.
I know about that, but what I'm saying is they wound up here. So, and it took a long trip,
right? They tried the natives
first.
Can
I finish?
No,
I know that. I know what happened to them.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying they specifically went to get Israelites. I'm going to
No, I didn't use the word Israelites yet. I just said
that's where you're going, right?
No, not necessarily.
Of course you are.
No, I'm not. See, you're basing it based on other conversations, and I'm trying to tell you,
you don't think it was because they were Israelites specifically that Satan was inspiring.
I haven't introduced that topic yet.
But you believe that?
Okay, but since I'm not exactly them and me, at least allow me to explain where I'm going. I know based on your previous conversations that you predict that that's where I'm going, but I'm actually not.
If I'm wrong, tell me, and I'll say okay.
It's not a matter of if you're wrong. If you are a regular, fair-minded person, at least let a man be heard.
But be honest about your beliefs.
Okay, I'm telling you that I wasn't exactly going where my brethren go. What I'm asking is, no, I was gonna finish my question at the question, meaning if it was just about labor, then I've discussed this with my pastor friend here in Vegas, and the topic is why all the way across the world, when you've got people in Mexico, South America, you had the natives here already. If it's just
down there,
wait a minute, but if it's
go get them.
But if it's just labor, why the other side of the world? Why?
Well,
it's not even financially valuable to spend the time, the energy. They lost a lot of them through sickness and death. If it was just about labor, why the other side of the world? That's my question.
It was the largest supply and the most readily
No, it wasn't.
available.
No, the most readily available would be her people in Mexico. They're right down south.
Who was in charge of that place?
It don't matter. You didn't think they were rulers in Africa?
No, but they were selling them.
Excuse me.
The Spaniards are not going to let go.
But again, so
people.
wait a minute. I saw a movie called The Rundown with the Rock.
Okay.
And there was a white guy character in the movie that had servants digging for gold, and they absolutely slaved, the Spaniards slaved Mexicans, Mayans, and Yaqui, right, on behalf of the gold that they were finding. Okay, so yes, they were enslaved.
Different Europeans.
So then, hold on. I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if it's just labor. You said that it was the most convenient thing. No, it was the least. No, that's what you said. Okay, so then now you're answering for the mindset of those guys in the 17th century. Vocab Malone.
They explain it.
Did you? They do.
Yeah.
In the Magna Carta, they explain it.
The Magna Carta is years before that.
What I'm saying is they explained it where? In the Bible?
No, the economics of the situation.
No. Hold on a second. Remember, we're Bible students. Wait. We're Bible students. So did
17th century slavers aren't going to be recorded in the Bible, brother.
Really? That's why I went to Revelation 18.
Their economic rationale and their reasons aren't going to be recorded in Scripture. Is all I'm saying.
That's a far verbal trip that you are not privy to.
Listen, we're not here to minimize slavery.
I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm saying that
when I say we, I mean we
that
as Christians.
If it's just a matter of convenient labor, just like you got jobs posted here in Vegas.
I didn't use the word
Hold on, you got jobs posted here in Vegas. Do you think that they want to go to the islands of Java to get someone to flip burgers when there's people right here in Vegas?
You're proving the point, because that's exactly what Americans do with Indians. That exact thing.
That's today.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're literally proving the point.
No, but that's tech.
Indians have concern about it.
No, and they do that. Listen, every time I call my freaking bank card, I'm talking to somebody in Bangladesh, but they're not sitting. Hold on.
They also bring them over here.
They weren't brought. No. They weren't
even
brought.
Trump, who's
and they do it. But do they have to chain them to do it, or do they come because they want the American pie?
They incentivize.
Okay, and so that would be an economic.
Exactly. And
so
it's
then,
all about
so
economics.
then, okay, so then that's all.
Same thing with the TAST, brother.
No, that's not the same motive of chaining people and bringing them on the other side of the world. This is the reference that I have in God's book concerning that behavior.
Okay.
Cargo of, this is Revelations 18:12, cargo of gold, silver, precious stones, pearls, fine linen, purple and silk, scarlet, every kind of citron wood, every article of ivory, every article made from precious wood, bronze, iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and anise, and incense, perfume, frankincense, wine, olive oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, sounds like that movie Trading Places, sheep, and cargo of horses and carriages, and slaves and souls of men.
Correct.
So the slavery of this late kingdom in the Bible, it is, you said it wasn't written about. There it is. There it is.
That's not translating slave trade.
Yes, it is. It ain't Egypt.
Okay. So
that ain't Egypt. It ain't Babylon. It ain't Babylon in Genesis. It ain't Assyria. It's this place.
Okay.
You want to push back about it because you got a bone in your head about Ariyah, about One West. But what I'm telling you is that the greater point of this Bible is neither Ariyah or One West. It's God himself. And to sit here and tell me that God is not treating the same slavery that happened in Exodus the way he treated it here, that's blasphemy. That's partial. And it's going to be judged. You're just like any other white boy, it sounds like, in America that doesn't want to face what Americans themselves call the original sin. If America calls slavery the original sin, well, then sin is in the book. And there it is.
All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem.
Shalom. Welcome back with a part 2 of praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash, and for giving us the spirit and power to see these things and understand it so we can share it with the few faithful brothers and sisters out there. Right, so we now see this Vocab Malone interviewing a man, an old One Wester. You know, I'll put the name in it. You know, he confounded Vocab, long story short. Shalom.